Carl Tilley with the Kitchen on George's here. We also have Sarah from Budweiser, and we are talking about a lot of things going on. First, of course, we have the beer here, so tell us what's taking place, this big beer dinner.
So Kitchen on George and Budweiser Busch Distributing are teaming up to host a 4-course beer dinner with featuring Back 40 Beer Company out of Gadsden, Alabama. We're featuring all of their core year-round beers, so Truck Stop Honey Brown Ale, Naked Pig Pale Ale, Fence Post Session Ale, and Freckle Belly IPA. Chef Carl is pairing each of these fine craft beers with a unique dish. It's going to be held October 8th at 6:30. That's a Wednesday at Kitchen on George, and reservations are $50 per person. You can either go to kitchenongeorge.com and reserve your seat at Open Table and or by calling the restaurant.
All right, so 4 different beers, 4 dishes, all including beer. And explain for the folks at home, they may think, well, why is Budweiser Busch here talking about our local Alabama beer here, the Back 40 beer? Tell us that connection.
We just distribute Back 40 Beer Company. They're one of the 6 Alabama breweries that we actually sell in our market. So
teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes. And Back 40, we love them. They're great guys and they make great beer. And beer dinners, just everyone thinks that wine. Some people think wine pairs better with food, but actually beer is actually a lot more versatile. Am I right, Chef?
I would agree.
You can do so much with it. So speaking of which, let's get started, Chef. What are we going to do now?
Real quick, we're just going to make a beer batter. And like a lot of things, anytime you're dealing with a wet ingredient and a dry ingredient, you want to combine the wet and dry ingredients separately. So we're going to take a little bit of AP flour.
Okay. And this batter is going to be for our fish, which is going into our tacos, correct?
Exactly. We're going to put a little cornstarch, a little baking powder, a little salt and pepper. And we're just going to incorporate that together real quickly.
And what kind of, just out of curiosity, what kind of fish are you going to be using?
I'm going to use flounder.
Okay.
Flounder right now is real easy to get. So to me, it just kind of makes sense. We always use Alabama Gulf seafood, of course.
Perfect.
Now on our wet, of course, we're going to put some of that great Fence Post beer in there. A couple eggs.
Eggs in the beer.
Oh, yeah. It's a nice binder.
All right, sounds good. So you're going to whisk that up, and then when do you combine the two? How does that process work?
It's just, you just do it a little bit at a time.
A little bit at a time. Well, I tell you what, you continue to work on that. We'll check back in with y'all in just a little bit to continue this process. This is the dish right here. Looks so good, Cherish.
Chef Carl Tilley here from Kitchen on George, and you're making something. Beer batter tacos is really the gist of it, but you're also making a salsa here. You're making something with cilantro. You're making a cream sauce, because you gotta have a lot of stuff on top of these tacos.
Most definitely, yeah. Just more things that just kind of enhance the flavor and just kind of bring the flavor of the beer in particular out a little better. So we've done some really neat stuff. We made, first of all, this is a chipotle cream sauce. 3 ingredients: chipotle and adobo, mayonnaise, just a little bit of mayonnaise, and sour cream.
Adobo.
It's the sauce. When you see the little canned chipotles, it's the sauce.
All right.
So nice little heat there. Also made a cilantro cream sauce, and this is just cilantro and sour cream. That's it.
Yum.
Throw that in a blender, zip it until you got a nice green color there, and that's easy. And we made a little pico de gallo. I mean, real easy. Just, a little bit of jalapeno, onion, tomato, some cilantro, a touch of cumin, and some fresh lime juice.
Okay. Good stuff. Okay, and the recipe, if you want to make this at home, fox10tv.com, Studio 10 page. What's next?
Well, we're actually going to go ahead and start frying the fish because, we want to go and get that cooked, make sure it's cooked properly.
Okay. So
what we did is we just took some flounder, we cut up in some small pieces. Again, nothing overly large. We're going to dredge that in some seasoned flour, just so that when we put it into the beer batter, what's going to happen is it clings better to the fish.
Yeah.
If you just stick the fish in by itself, it just doesn't cling as well.
Okay.
Now, the next thing, just to warn everybody at home, if you are trying this at home, if you have one of those little deep, Fry Daddies or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
These work great, but if you don't and you do what I'm about to do, be very careful.
Yep, that is true.
Because you definitely can get hurt.
As I back up. That's quite the technique.
The reason
it back and forth.
The reason I do that is what happens is this: it allows the batter to start cooking a little bit, and I don't have to worry about dropping to the bottom and sticking to the bottom of my pan.
And you don't have to worry about it splashing up in your face.
Exactly. So it's just an easy little thing that I learned a long time ago, and I just find that, especially when I'm working with fish, it's just a little better way to fry it.
It's the fish dance.
Exactly.
That's what I'm going to call it.
Exactly.
Naming your recipes or naming your techniques for you.
You can name whatever you want to. I'm good with that.
All right, that's the fish dance.
As long as it's not birrios, we're okay.
Birrios?
From earlier, you weren't here for birrios.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You need to ask Joe about birrios.
Yeah. Okay. All right, fish dance done. How many pieces are you going to use?
I'm going to use a couple per taco.
Okay.
And of course, that's something, you can, if you're cooking this at the house, if you only want a little bit or if you want a lot, you can use as much as you want to. And of course, when we actually go to put this together in a minute, the fact is you can use a big tortilla, a little tortilla. You can go from being a taco to almost a burrito if you
Depends
really
how
wanted
hungry
to.
you are.
Exactly.
Okay, and how long are you going to cook this flounder?
It's going to take about 2 minutes.
Oh, that's easy. So this is a quick meal. This is something really between prep and cook time can be done in under 30 minutes.
Easy. Probably even under 20 minutes.
Very nice. All right, so we're going to let this cook, and we're going to, I guess, put it all together when we come back.
Indeed, indeed.
All right, then we get to eat it.
Exactly.
Great when Chef Carl Tilley from Kitchen on George is here, not only because he makes great food, because he's fun, too. He's fun. We have a good time. And,
Indeed.
And he makes good stuff, gives you the recipe. So today, fish tacos, and you have a couple of sauces. Remind everybody about the sauces, just a few ingredients in each.
We've got a chipotle cream sauce, which is just mayo, just a little bit of mayo, chipotle and adobo, which you can get it anywhere nowadays, and some sour cream, and then a cilantro cream that's just cilantro and sour cream.
We can do that, right, guys? That's easy.
So we fried up our fish. Now, when it comes out, I like to take a little lime juice.
Yeah, that adds a little something.
So we took some shredded Napa cabbage that we shredded up. So we're just going to put our fish there.
That's a big piece of flounder for that taco.
If you go big, I told you got to go big.
Yeah, it depends how hungry you are, whatever you want.
So a little bit of that chipotle cream.
Uh-huh.
A little bit of our cilantro cream. Again, that fresh pico de gallo that we made.
That looks good.
And then, depending on your preference, a little pepper jack cheese.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, real easy to make, but, again, good flavors. And again, that fence post beer by Back 40 kind of helps just tie everything together really well. And it's going to be a real fun night on October 8th. I'm actually getting out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I'm not a big dessert guy.
Really?
Not my big thing, but we're going to take Truck Stop Honey, which is a beer we have on tap at Kitchen on George, and we're going to do a Truck Stop Honey ice cream with a Truck Stop Honey beer-infused praline.
That sounds fabulous. Okay, so it's a little dessert, 4-course meal mixed with different beers. And so 4-course Back 40 beer dinner, Kitchen on George, Wednesday, October 8th, 6:30. So 4 courses paired with 4 beers from Alabama's Back 40 Beer Company. So if you want to go ahead and make those reservations. The number you need to call, as well as this recipe, fox10tv.com on our Studio 10 page. Kitchen on George, Oakley District. I can't let this sit here. And I mean, I know it's not going to go to waste.
Indeed.
But this is a giant taco, and I have to eat it. Sorry.